Okay, there we go. Okay, so let me tell you about non-response. So, anybody know the biggest survey they send out every 10 years? Anybody know what that survey is?
The census.
Yes, it is the census. So, with the census, did you know that if you do not answer the census, you are breaking the law? It says that on the census. Do you guys know that? Okay, so if you don't answer, they send you the census back. Okay, they send you another census. If you don't answer that, they send you another one. If you don't answer that census, they send someone to your house. And let's say you don't like to answer your door when someone knocks at your door that you don't know. So you just go in the backyard and you ignore that person. Census people don't say no for an answer. They do not take no for an answer. They just come into your backyard and say, "Hi, my name is so-and-so, and I need to ask you a couple questions about the census because you have not turned it in." That is a long form, okay? So that is clearly non-response. Is when an individual chosen for the sample cannot be contacted or refuses to cooperate. I was not trying to be uncooperative. I just kept forgetting to answer it. But that woman, she walked into the backyard and she goes, "I will sit right here at this table and you can just answer my questions." So yes, I had answered questions. So just so you know, yes, there are some things that you can be non-responsive for, but not the census. So I can tell you from here on out, since that time, as soon as I get my census, I fill it out and I send it back, just so you know. So that is a little tidbit about non-response. Okay, the next one is response bias. Response bias is where you lie. Well, not necessarily where you lie, but one of you influences the other. So let me give you a story. My ex-husband, he hates answering anytime surveys. So he is also, just mind you, he has his PhD, so he knows all about samples. But if someone stops him and asks him questions, whereas I just walk away and say no, he stops to answer them. So one day we're in the mall, and I had gone off to look at something, and I came back, and I heard him answering some questions. And they said, "How many kids do you have?" 6. He goes, "How much money do you make?" $20,000. Do you have a degree? No. What's the highest degree? What's the highest schooling that you have? 8th grade. Dead serious. Pan. I had to keep walking. I said, "You just lied to that person." "I know, isn't it great? I love messing with data." I said, "It's not funny." Like, I don't have kids, okay? His highest degree was not 8th grade, I can assure you. He does have his PhD. He has a doctorate in geography, okay? So, literally, response bias. Here's another thing. If you guys are going to put your name on something and someone says, "Do you drink alcohol?" and there is a potential that maybe someone you don't want to see that, you could lie. Okay? Maybe it's anonymous, but you're like, they'll know my handwriting, or I feel like they're going to know who did this. You could lie. Anytime you are not being utmost, that's response bias. The other thing, just so you know, if someone is asking you questions, like, "Do you like the color blue?" You like the color blue. What am I doing? What am I just saying to you? Come on, I want you to like the color blue. One year for my senior advisory board shirt, I really wanted a green shirt. I hadn't had a green shirt, and I said, "You guys want a green shirt, right? You really want a green shirt." Everyone wants a green shirt. Who wouldn't want a green shirt? I want you to know that we got a green shirt that year. Response bias, okay? Now, the last one is the wording of the questions. And this could be response bias and wording, like the last one I just said, where the leading questions influence responses, okay? So the interviewer may influence the accuracy of the response, or you have poorly worded questions. So those are the type of things that we are going to discuss. So again, you have a cumulative review. It's all multiple choice. It's 20 questions. I believe it's 20 questions. It's up there. It's due on Friday. And you have a crossword puzzle due for this. And I think that's it for today.